That heat is coming. Thank you, Matt. Casalitas and the local hotels that are housing migrants across Tucson for brief stays are at capacity. In a media briefing Friday, Pima County and city leaders called on the federal government to help with more funding. This to safely shelter the scores of migrants and asylum seekers who are either here or on their way. News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink has the report.
Pima County leaders in Casalitas say they have the infrastructure to support and shelter about 1,000 asylum seekers. The numbers have well surpassed that over the last 10 days.
Actually, the surge came prior to the lifting of Title 42.
Pima County and the city of Tucson, along with Casalitas and humanitarian groups from throughout Arizona, see the influx of migrants and asylum seekers every day.
The thing that was a struggle for all of us in the partnership was the number of folks who came in prior, who we were still trying to circulate through our various hotels and shelters and transit systems.
Local leaders on Friday pressing the federal government and the state for more resources and funding and more involvement on the ground.
We have seen numbers over the last 10 days where we have been having as many as 1,600, nearly 1,700 people within the overall system in a single day, which was when we were the closest to having street releases.
We cannot maintain this effort without assistance from the governor and Maricopa municipalities and some relief from our Homeland Security teams. If we were to continue down this path, we need more. This is unsustainable for our region long term.
At the moment, federal dollars are being used to shelter asylum seekers, and our community wants to keep it that way. But that money is at a premium, and if federal funding stops, the local governments say there's no easy answer.
We don't know. I've heard the county administrator say that local taxpayers cannot absorb this cost. And we have acted under the principle that local taxpayers should be held harmless in this.
Over the last few days, Mark Evans says the number of asylum seeker arrivals has dropped.
We are still over capacity, but we are not at imminent risk of street releases. Although if we get another surge while we're still at this overcapacity point, we could be again at imminent risk of street releases.
And Teresa Cavendish, the executive director of Casalitas, says more than 70% of the asylum seekers arriving right now in our community are families, mainly from Latin America and some from Haiti. The rest, she says, are singles. She says the single men are predominantly from India and Ecuador. In the newsroom, I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.
Thank you, Eric. And parents, listen up. Uber is rolling out some major changes, and Tucson is one of the first cities to try these changes out. Get this. Starting Monday, Uber will now let teenagers ages 13 to 17 ride